My professional background is I've been the owner operator of a construction company for the last 25 plus years. I've worked for several Fortune 500 companies and other such companies in the construction industry, and we've dealt with a wide variety of issues in dealing with construction companies because we've working with Fortune 500 companies. We've dealt with projects that are $100 million plus projects. So dealing with those budgets, dealing with the tradesmen, craftsmen, and all the things that are associated with those types of projects, and at the same time having to focus and dealing with whatever issues that may arise, getting the project done no matter what. So having been a part of the budgets, it allows you to be able to get into the nuts and bolts of whatever the projects may be, find out where your deficiencies are, where you don't have deficiencies, and be able to use those to your benefit to help you get through those budgets, the process.
And do you think that will help you be an effective city council person?
Undoubtedly, with dealing with hundreds of $1 million projects with these other Fortune 500 companies I've dealt with as project manager, construction manager, vice president of construction, we want to be able to get in and be able to see whatever needs to be seen in terms of the individual line items if it has to go that deep, and that gives me experience to be able to do those types of things.
Do you have prior political experience?
I've helped a couple of, well, not a couple, but a congressman and a senator from Mississippi when we lived there to get elected. I helped work with them a little bit, door to door type of stuff. So yeah, it's very important to me to be part of the political process.
How long, if you don't mind me asking, have you been in Killeen?
We've lived here for 8 years. My wife is in the military. She's an officer with 19 Cav. And so we've lived here for 8 years, and we've owned a home for the last couple of years. And that's when I decided to get more involved with the political process. As I bought a home, then I started to see various things where my taxes and so forth were related. So it started winning its way towards the way of the political side. That's the proverbial loaded question because there are so many issues that are facing our city. But I guess for me, without it being the be-all, end-all, the top three would probably be public safety. And public safety, I mean police and fire. Another one would be the openness and transparency of our council and our city manager to the citizens of Killeen. And of course, the third would be fiscal responsibility where the budget's concerned.
How would you kind of go about making sure those are enforced correctly and adequately?
Well, when you're dealing with a budget, and we've come off an $8 million shortfall, and they've now just supposedly balanced the budget, but just because the budget's balanced doesn't make it right per se. So I think that the need is with the deficiencies that we have, like with police and fire, there's a lot of hard decisions that need to be made. There are a lot of projects that the city is involved in that they're doing that I don't feel that they're focusing on the important issues where the budgets are concerned. And again, i.e. the fire and police. I mean, we've got firemen and that are using equipment that's old. Our police are using equipment that their vehicles are 10, 12, 13 years old with 200,000-300,000 miles on it, and they're expected to go on high-speed chases in these types of vehicles. That's not only a public safety issue for them as it is for our citizens, just as bystanders, not alone with the fact that they're trying to trace criminals and so forth on the streets. So we need to be able to address these issues. I realize there's no money, but we need to find the money, and that goes back to getting into the budget, finding out where we don't need this, we do need this, and doing it, i.e. the hike and bike. To me, I think we need to spend $1.5 million. People say, oh, well, that was funded by the state. Well, yes, a portion of it was, but $1.5 million is funded by the city of Killeen. So I would dare say that if you ask the citizens of Killeen, would you rather have a hike and bike, or would you rather have another fire truck or ambulance or something that's needed for your safety? I would dare say they would pick the latter. What makes me different? I feel I'm a serious man. I have, I was in the Marine Corps for 6 years, and when you own and operate your own business, I think you have a little more need to be direct when you're dealing with people because it's your money that you've put out there, so you don't want to be losing it. So likewise, I would attribute that to dealing with the people's money, their taxes. The council members, excuse me, the council members and the city government, they get money from our taxes, which is the citizens' money. It's not their money. And they need to be a little more judicious with what they're doing with that. And so I think that comes with a part of being serious about what you're doing. And I'm not saying they're not serious, but I just think that just goes to one's experience.
And then why should voters vote for you over another candidate?
I would ask people to vote for me because I'm here to be a servant to them. I'm of the servant class. You know, as a Christian, we're taught that it's better to serve, and in order to lead, you need to be a servant. And a lot of the things that we've done, even when I owned our construction company, was one of the things I'm most proud of was our relationship with New Orleans Habitat for Humanity. We did hundreds of projects for them after Katrina. And there was such a great satisfaction, not only in getting the projects done, but knowing that we did a service to our fellow citizen and that we could leave something tangible behind so that way they could pay it forward, and I like to pay it forward.